Quail log, May 6th of 2023. So today I actually had enough time that I ended up washing in this set of cages. So all cages are nice and clean. Or at least earlier, there was no sign that the birds had been in it. They were all clean. There was no, the trays were clean. Everything was really nice, and you can even still see most of it is still fairly clean. There's no extra droppings anywhere, and everyone's back where they were. I didn't quite realize how dirty everything had become until I was washing these off and watching the color change on each of these as I cleaned each of the cages. My favorite girls were not happy about because they were moved down here into this cage. I've taken the floor out and cleaned it and it's drying out. But they had a floor in there and they had water in there, so they were good, but they were not happy. But then when I could put them back in here, I gave them their sandboxes, and they've been happily cooing and making their nice noises after playing with their sand. I do see that I have at least one more egg back behind there, so I'll need to grab that, which means that for tonight, I think I'm only maybe short one egg. So the back row here is what I picked up throughout the day as I was cleaning. And then this evening, let's see, so I got 3 eggs from my middle row, and I had 4 eggs earlier. So I got 2 that were like this that are very similar, so I'm not sure if that was a second egg, and one was from this morning, one was from this evening, but I'm not sure on that. But I've got 4 eggs there, and it looks like I've got at least one more that I'll have to pick up before I'm done. So that's where we're at with these girls. So now when it comes to the younger ones, I found it's interesting because as their feathers are growing in, several of these you can definitely tell have very speckled chests. But I think the one right here is one of my 2 that, he'll face me on with his chest. His chest is very yellow and golden. There's not much of any signs of the speckles to it, unlike the one right here. All the front is nice and speckles. Let's see if I can find any of the ones that are definitely, that I'm pretty sure are boys. There's one, I think the one right back there in the back is one of them, and possibly both, the one right next to it, because if you look right there, there's little speckles around the neck, but there's down below there's not any real speckles at all. So I believe at least those 2 are boys. The others have speckles almost all the way down their chest, so I'll wait and see for sure. But it's definitely, at least right now, it looks like I have at least 2 males, and I'm not sure about all the others, whether they're all females or not, but it's definitely, I can see with those 2 that their chests are very clearly, there's no speckles down it. So at least for right now, that's what I'm going on. And the one right there kind of has the chin strap to it, so that was the other reason that I thought he was a male for a while. But I'm waiting to see on some of the others and see where they go from here. So, but they're definitely growing. Feathers are growing in. Feathers are growing nicely, and that's the way that, or at least they're looking tonight. I may tomorrow decide to pull out like the boys and put them down below, and give a little more room. But right now they seem to have plenty of space. But I would guess within another week, I may have a few too many for just this top shelf by themselves. So we'll see. At least at this point, I'm thinking I don't need any heat, because at least now we're not supposed to get down below the 60s. So I expect it's going to stay nice and warm in here. And by this point, since they've got most of their feathers, they should be good without needing to do anything special. So we'll see from here. I may try to go through and actually pull them out and look at their chests a little closer and verify, but as of right now, I don't have that as much of a need. I've still got a few more weeks before I start even thinking about, okay, who am I going to pull? Who am I going to possibly want as egg layers? And who am I going to possibly want to keep? So we'll see from there. Good night.